Hi, Cooley Dickinson nurses. I'm Andrea. I work down in the ED. I was reading an unsafe staffing form in the Cooley inbox today, and I just wanted to read it to you because it is really a really good unsafe staffing form. This one comes from the emergency department. During my 12-hour shift today, I had several inpatient holds along with new emergency patients. I was unable to safely care for the inpatients due to the lack of ancillary staff for the first 8 hours of my shift. I was sharing a tech, which resulted in the late administration of scheduled medications, Clinical Operations Policy number 3.41, timely administration of medications. Additionally, I was delayed in placing IVs for new patients, which in turn postponed critical imaging, preventing timely care and disrupting workflow in the ED. Some of the delayed medications included Parkinson's medications, pain medications, and antibiotics. Due to the high patient volume, I did not have time to chart medication administration delays thoroughly. I was also late in collecting urine and respiratory samples because I had to complete tech tasks in addition to my own responsibilities. These tasks included assisting patients to the toilet, providing incontinence care, passing out meal trays, setting up trays, and feeding patients, plugging in phones, locating patient belongings to prevent fall risk patients from attempting to get up. Due to these demands and the number of patients requiring care, I was unable to assess IVs in a timely manner or document IV assessments as required. Clinical Operations Policy 1.01. Intravenous lines and implanted ports, IV flush protocol. Some inpatient holds had IVs placed by EMS that needed to be removed and replaced within 24 hours per CDH policy for infection prevention, but I did not have time to properly document these replacements. One of my inpatient hold patients was lethargic, unable to turn herself in bed. I was unable to turn her every 2 hours, putting her at risk for a pressure injury. Clinical Operations Policy number 2.23, skin and wound care pressure injury precautions. Additionally, this patient was on a stretcher, and we do not have the appropriate mattress or offloading devices that inpatient floors provide, further increasing the risk of a pressure-related injury. Because of the overwhelming patient load, I did not have time to document all pressure injury precautions taken. Several pain assessments were either late, missed, or not documented per hospital requirements. Clinical Operations Policy 2.01, assessment and reassessment, interdisciplinary plan of care and education. Due to my heavy workload and the number of patients I was responsible for, I had little time to educate my patients on the pain medications being administered or to properly chart these reassessments. One of my patients required supplemental oxygen, but was placed in a hallway due to lack of room availability. The patient ran out of oxygen and their O2 saturation dropped to 89 for an extended period before staff noticed. I was unable to place this patient on a monitor for the entire stay because the stretcher was not near an outlet and the monitor battery ran out. The same issue has previously occurred with another patient under my coworker's care. Due to the patient volume and ongoing demands, I was unable to document this oxygen desaturation event in a timely manner. Lastly, I was unable to document any patient belongings today because it was not a priority given the unsafe staffing conditions and the number of patients requiring immediate care. Clinical Operations Policy number 2.70, patient valuables. I know we have all had days like this, and we do not write them down as clearly as this. But when I read this, I just don't know how management can reply to the problems that they create when they don't provide safe staffing. I mean, this person clearly knows what we need to do and what it takes to get it done and wasn't provided with the resources to do it. And I just feel like the more that we have of these, the harder it becomes for management to say that they're doing the right thing. So to the person who wrote this form, thank you. You are an amazing patient advocate. And I really hope I don't have to read too many of yours in the future, but I know I'm gonna, and I look forward to how obvious you make it that staffing really makes a difference for our patients. So to the rest of the Cooley nurses, thanks for everything you do and for all the patients you advocate for, and I'll see you at the hospital.